Good day, Mathletes! Today, we're going to discuss more about factoring. And our factoring technique is about factoring perfect square trinomials. But before that, let us define first a perfect square trinomial. When we say a perfect square trinomial, it is the result when squaring a binomial. Tulad po nung grade 7 tayo, in symbols, sinabi po natin na when you're going to square x plus y, ang magiging result po ay x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And when you square x minus y, the result is x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Since factoring is the opposite of multiplying, we can say that, babalik na rin po natin, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared is equal to the square of x plus y. Or, pwede din po natin siyang isulat as x plus y times the quantity x plus y. Another, yung isa din po, babalik na rin po natin, x squared minus 2xy plus y squared is equal to x minus y squared, or the quantity of x minus y times the quantity of x minus y. Huwag po nating kalilimutan ang pattern na ito dahil ito po ang gagamitin natin upang mabilis po tayong makapag-factor ng perfect square trinomials. But then, ipapakita ko po muna kung paano po nakuha yung ating pattern. I-check po natin siya gamit ang FOIL method. Para sa unang pattern, sinabi po natin na the quantity of x plus y times the quantity of x plus y is equal to x, the square of x plus y. So, unahin po natin yung first terms. Ang first terms po natin ay x at x. X times x is x squared. Ang outer terms naman po natin ay x at y. So, x times y is xy. Ang inner terms naman po natin ay y times x. So, equal po yun sa yx or xy. Since multiplication is commutative, pwede lang po natin siyang baliktarin, but we write it properly by writing it alphabetically. Yung last terms naman po natin ay y times y, na equal naman po sa y squared. So, we can say now that the quantity x plus y times the quantity x plus y is equal to our first term, x squared. Yung outer at yung inner term po natin, since they are like terms, pwede po natin i-combine. So, i-add po natin siya, magiging 2xy plus our last term, which is y squared. Ang pangalawang pattern naman po natin is the negative of it. So, x minus y times the quantity x minus y. For the first terms, we multiply x times x, so that is x squared. For the outer terms, we multiply x and negative y, so that is negative xy. And for our inner terms, we multiply negative y times x, so that is negative xy. At ang ating last terms naman po, negative y times negative y is positive y squared. Same is true, pwede na po natin i-combine yung ating o at yung ating I. So, meron po tayong negative 2xy. Ngayon, paano natin malalaman kung ang given trinomial ay perfect square? Ang first condition po natin, the first and the last terms are both perfect square monomials. In our past lessons, we already have studied about perfect square monomials, kung kailan po siya nagiging perfect square na monomial. And for the second condition, the middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the last terms. Meron po tayong bagong word. Yan po ay ang square root. Pag sinabi po nating square root, kabaliktaran po siya ng squaring. In short, kapag ang number po ay merong square root, ibig sabihin perfect square na din siya. And in our last video, inaral po natin kung ano yung mga perfect square numbers. So, kung square root po, ano po yung number na minultiply nyo by itself to get that perfect square number? Example number 1. Let us see if x squared plus 6x plus 9 is a perfect square trinomial. First condition. The square root of x squared is x. Since x squared is equal to x times x, ibig sabihin, meron pong square root ang x square kasi pag minultiply po natin yung x times x, equal po siya sa x square. And that also means that the square root of x squared is x. The other condition, the last term, should be a perfect square number. And since the square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 is equal to 9, we can also say that your 9 is a perfect square number since the root is exactly an integer. And the last condition, the middle term should be twice your 3x. Bakit po twice ng 3x? Kasi po, the square root of your x square is x and the square root of your 9 is 3. So, dapat po, yung twice 3x is 6x, dapat po yun yung middle term. Since your twice 3x is equal to 6x, we can say that our example number 1 is perfect. Try naman po natin yung ating example number 2. 9x squared minus 36x plus 5. The square root of 9x squared is 3x. Bakit po? Kasi 3x times 3x is 9x squared. But 5 is not a perfect square number. Bakit po? Kasi po, hindi po nag-e-exist ang square root niya na integer. Meron pong value ang square root niya, but it is not an integer. Kaya po, we cannot consider it a perfect square number. Therefore, the entire trinomial is not perfect. Example number 3, x squared minus 5x plus 4. Kung titignan po natin yung first term, it is a perfect square number because the square root is x. Also, the last term is a perfect square number because the square root is equal to 2. But then, let's check the middle term. So, we multiply the square roots of the first and the last term, that is 2x. Therefore, 2 times 2x is 4x. Hindi po natin nakuha yung middle term, kaya po yung example number 3 is not perfect. So, hindi po natin ma-apply yung pattern na ginamit natin noong una. At ngayon naman po, let's proceed with factoring perfect square trinomials proper. I-apply lang po natin para madalian tayo. I-apply po natin yung ating given pattern. So, example number 1 po natin, yung x squared plus 6x plus 9. Since napatunayan po natin kanina na perfect square siya, pwede po nating i-apply yung ating pattern. Ano po yung pattern natin kanina? X squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Yun po yung given. Ang magiging sagot lang po natin ay the quantity x plus y squared. In short, kunin lang po natin yung square roots ng ating first and last terms. Okay, ganyan po siya. Since the sign of the middle term is positive, then, ang nasa gitna din po ng ating final answer is also positive. So, x squared or the square root of x squared is x. And the square root of 9 is 3. Kung i-correct natin yan, 3 times x is 3x, and then double it, 6x po siya. Meaning, our answer is correct, or pwede po natin siyang i-verify through FOIL method. Pwede po din natin siyang isulat as the quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 3. Another example, we have 25a squared minus 10ab plus b squared. So, i-factor po muna natin siya by using our pattern. So, since minus po yung ating middle term, magiging minus din po yung middle term ng ating binomial. So, ang square root ng 25a squared ay 5a. At ang square root naman ng ating b squared ay b. Try po natin siyang i-check. 5 times 1 is 5. A times b is ab. Double it or times 2 kasi twice daw po. So, 5ab times 2 is 10ab. Meaning, dapat po natin talagang i-apply yung ating pattern. At pwede rin natin siyang isulat as 5a minus b times 5a minus b. For our last example, we factor completely 18b c raised to the 6th power minus 24bc cubed d plus 8bd squared. Kung titignan po natin, hindi po perfect ang ating first terms na 18. Ganun din po ang ating last. But then, sabi po niya, completely. In short, pwede po muna nating i-factorize yung kanyang GCMF. Kaya, ang GCF po ng 18bc raised to the 6, 24bc cubed d, 8bd ay 2b. Paano po naging 2b? Kasi po, ang GCF ng 18, 24, at 8 ay 2. At ang common po na variable niya ay b. Kaya po, b. So, ang natitira na lang po, 18bc6 divided by 2b ay 9c raised to the 6th power by our lesson 1.1. At ang atin naman pong negative 24bc cubed divided by 2b is negative 12c cubed. At ang ating 8bd squared divided by 2b is 4d squared. Ngayon, kung napapansin po natin ay perfect square po ang first at last. So, itatry po natin siyang isolve using our perfect square trinomials. So, the square root of 9c6 is 3c cubed. At ang square root naman ng ating 4d squared ay 2d. I-double check po natin. 3 times negative 2 is 6, double it, so 12. And then c cubed times d is c cubed d. Ayan na po ngayon yung ating factored form na na-complete factor na po siya.